Mine is to give you an update of the Secretariat activities, a quick update of where we are at and where I see us going. In the 5 months, 4 months actually, 4 months of being there has been some level of activity at the branches. Nairobi branch has been the most active. Congratulations, Nairobi. Headed by the acting chair, Dr. Edward Chege. They have even had a tree planting activity at Karura Forest in line with one of the country's priorities. Well done. The Western branch and Coast branches have also had meetings, and I hope that more and more branches will have more and more meetings as the year goes by. All right. One of our most active committees is the Education Committee, headed by Dr. Mungoma. And one of the focus areas has been the CPG portal. So I found that the fancy website and CPG portal that we had, nobody had ever used it, including myself, before I was even CEO. So we don't know why you're not using the CPD portal on our website. Maybe it's not user-friendly, but it has impacted the ability of the society to push out CPDs to you. What's going on? And so right now, our best approach has been to partner with somebody who already has an existing portal, and that is AstraZeneca. And we will have a dedicated home login that has not AZ details but PSK details, and we will be uploading all our CPDs on there. And you have a package in front of you. At the back of the package, it tells you how to log in and create a profile and start accessing. We already have some of the content of this conference already there with questions for you to be able to add more credits than the ones you've earned by just attending. So if you answer the questions to some of those lectures, we have a lecture there from Honorable Fellow Dr. Karanja, then you can earn more credits. You might be asking, so what about the PPP portal? The PPP is the one that ultimately will be allocating the points through their guidelines. So what I'll do on Dr. Ochieng's portal is say we have a program that is going to be presented from this day to this day. For instance, Dr. Karanja's lecture on ethics. So I will upload it to his portal that's an activity we're giving to members. Now, you will do the program on our AstraZeneca PSK portal. And then the portal will mark, it has capability of marking. And then you will be allocated the points. So as he explained yesterday, as Dr. Ochieng explained yesterday, after you participate in an activity, they check with us whether you actually did it. So our way of checking whether you did is to go to the portal because it keeps the records. And when we confirm that you've done, we get back to the PPV portal and then he allocates the points. That is how the CPG system is working. I'll be happy to take questions after this. Another activity the Education Committee has been doing is a project on immunization. We have partnered with the University of North Carolina to carry out a survey about awareness about immunization amongst pharmacists. And we want to find out if pharmacists know more about immunizations, the basic immunizations in the EPI program in Kenya. Will they become points of referral to the health system? Will they be referring more and more mothers to have their children immunized? Because we are at the very edge of meeting our immunization goals as a country, but that last mile has been very difficult. That 5%, 2% that we need to get to say that the diseases have been eradicated has been a big headache for MOH. And so the outputs of that survey, the findings of that survey will inform policy makers that perhaps the pharmacist is an important point of referring patients. A pharmacist can identify a mom with a baby and can ask some leading questions. Has your child been immunized? Do you know about measles? Do you know about, or a pregnant mom? Have you had your tetanus injection? So that survey has been pushed out to you, I believe. How many have seen the survey about immunization? Yes, several people have seen. We encourage you to help us as a Secretariat carry out this project so that we can have some research, to our credit. But we need you to help us in answering those questions when we push them up to you through the newsletter. And when you do those surveys, we will also, if Dr. Ochieng allows, provide CPD credits for them. Now, Sphere is a project that I found already. Dr. Moniki and Dr. Esther Karemi had already begun. They had been part of a proposal by University of Nottingham and in collaboration with 7 Kenyan universities to review and possibly improve delivery of pharmacy and chemistry undergraduate programs. So this is a project funded by UK Aid through a program they call Sphere, Special Program for Higher Education Improvement and Reform. And so it's a huge grant of 500 million shillings. PSK got a whopping 6 million shillings, but it's something. And our part is to be the liaison between the project partners and other stakeholders, for example, PPB. And we have a small part in the project, but it's a huge part because when we have meetings, we input a lot into how the direction of this curriculum review should go. And so that is a project that PSK is currently undertaking. And the universities involved are University of Nairobi, Masai Mara, KU, JKUAT, which are the 3 offer pharmacy. I forget the others, but it's all the universities that offer pharmacy. And it's looking at pharmacy and chemistry curriculum. Dr. Abuga of the University of Nairobi, I found he was already involved in the project, so he's a lead from there. And there's a chemistry lead and a pharmacy lead from each university. So PSK is happy to be part of that. And we want to build a profile of being competent partners in such projects. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that's just a photo of the first implementation meeting of this Sphere project. You can go ahead. Now, another program PSK has gotten into is called PGMT. That's Pharmacy Graduate Management Trainee Program. It's one of my pet subjects. I'm very passionate about mentorship. So we started, and we have written proposals for funding for this project. And we're having meetings with various funding partners, and hopefully I will get funding for this. But this is what the program does. It aims to recruit young pharmacists who graduated not more than 3 years ago and impart on them managerial skills that they will likely find handy later in their career. And that's because I felt that pharmacists always join the job market at mid-level management, never at the bottom. Yet, people would normally join that level of management with some managerial expertise and experience. And mentorship has been proven to accelerate. It's like leapfrogging from this level to this level of competence. So what this program does, as all mentorship programs do, is they pair somebody who's an expert in an area with somebody who's a novice. So the novice shadows the expert, and in a very short time, one is able to acquire skills that would normally have taken years to acquire. And so PSK got a mentee to join who I have been mentoring as PSK CEO. He actually completes 3 months today, and it's a 3-month program. Now, I'm looking for funding for this because of what? Because we need to give the mentees a stipend. We need to get them basic computers that they can carry out tasks assigned to them by their mentor. And we don't want to have to ask the mentor to provide this kind of money. So we have had one mentor-mentee relationship at PSK, but I want to roll this out in each and every of your organization for as many of you who would want to be mentors. And to be a mentor, you have to be in senior management in whatever area, whether you're in regulatory or you're in operations, supply chain management. I have reached out to some of you. I will continue to reach out. I have had a very good response. People want to mentor young pharmacists in management skills. What plans are in place to activate inactive or dormant PSK branches? We have planned with Martin to do a road trip and visit all the branches after this conference. And we have combined this with an awareness-raising activity about the oral HIV test kit, so that pharmacists are aware about it. So we believe that when the branches see somebody from the central office visiting, I think it will draw a little bit more participation. Secondly, why did you hold the immunization workshop in Mombasa as well? It's not a workshop. We are pushing the surveys on the newsletter. If we don't have your email on if you're not receiving our newsletter, you need to let us know. The immunization awareness aid is on newsletter. It's not in physical workshops. I have a question here. If the CPD portal is AZ provided, what would happen if AstraZeneca is no longer in the Kenyan market? That's a reality that we're very well aware of. We used it we were choosing between nothing or a sponsored app. And so it's certainly not the plan to use it forever. It would be most ideal if PSK had our own app. Who do the rights belong to? Can they be transferred to PSK? If not, the content is ours. For instance, I said Dr. Karanja's ethics lecture is on the AstraZeneca app, but the rights to it belong to PSK, according to the MOU that we signed. I have some comments here about similar looking and similar sounding medicines. Okay, I think this is yours, sorry.
Okay,
those are all the comments.
Not mention here that you